Flabby, migrating hair, do your wife's boyfriends keep buying you Sony Wii's?
Jeez, I keep telling them I want a Nintendo Switch, and this is what they get me instead. Trash.
Sounds like you got low T, bro. But worry not, your dry nutsack, cause we got your back.
It's revitalizing supplement, Metal Max Xeno. Put the T back where it belongs, and go from soy boy to oh boy with Metal Max Xeno. Follow me on Patreon right now and start getting your T up. Metal Max Xeno.
Space log 190. OPPAI. Year 2090X. It's been 9 long years here on the Space Asylum. No friends. No family. And worst of all, no Crystal Pepsi. Though they do have a surprising amount of ramen for some reason. I'm not too sure why. Anyways. Depression, sadness. At an all-time high. Contemplating subscribing to Lisa Koshy and Watch Mojo. If only there was something that could keep my mind off of this.
Nah, that's not gonna do it. Wait, what is this, the 1990s? God, get this out of here. Oh, that'll do it. Yep, folks, it's Metal Max Xeno for the PS Vita from Kadokawa Games. This game is the 6th in the Metal Max series, which started back in 1991 on the Famicom, and sadly never came out to the Western world. But I'll let someone else explain more.
Whoa, stop. We don't want any "can we copyright strike" going on. Because that would suck.
Or do we?
I don't know much about the Metal Max series, to be honest, but I do know a little bit about Metal Max Xeno. It all started in the year 2000, when Tokyo started being called Tokyo by all the hip kids. They really are to blame for most things, aren't they? And when the Vlad Corporation established the Center for Saving the World. This was after their first major project, the Center for Children Who Can't Read Good. And at the same time, they began designing the mother computer program called NOAA. And by the 2030s, there was a large outbreak of war caused by NOAA.
I guess you could say they should have known better.
Needless to say, things didn't pan out so well for the human types, and humanity was pretty much wiped out by NOAA, despite its best efforts to fight back. This is referred to as the Great Destruction. But I think this destruction was worse.
Let's destroy this now!
Get in there, you little piece of crap.
After the war had ended, what was left of civilization banded together in several camps around sand-covered Tokyo, and a new generation of hipsters were born. And they soon thought Tokyo wasn't lit enough, so they decided to call it Death Tokyo. Flash forward 50x years in the future, and we meet Talus, who is a young red-haired guy and self-proclaimed monster hunter with a robotic arm. Though it kind of sucks because if he uses this arm too much, he'll become paralyzed.
At least that's what his mom told him, to keep him from power jerking too much.
The story follows him after his mother, friends, and sensei were killed by monsters called Suns. Suns are a new type of monster designed to eradicate any remainder of humanity and proper capitalization. After his camp was destroyed, he vowed to wipe out all of these monsters. Later, he comes across remains, where after encountering a deadly robot, finds a Kuruma. He uses this tank to destroy the enemy robot, and eventually he makes his way to the last bastion of human civilization, Iron Base. There he meets the last survivors, Jingoro, Denuncio, Yoki, and their android Poem. They enlist Talus to go look for other survivors at the last known spots for human camps, and this is where the game really starts. At first I was worried about how this game would play. The reason being is, when I started in the ruins, the frame rate was choppy, the controls seemed really sensitive, and I wasn't sure how much I'd like a turn-based RPG. That being said, once you actually get your tank and start rolling through Death Tokyo, it turns into a lot of fun.
May the tank be with you.
I must say, the battling in this game is really enjoyable and pretty quick. enemies pop up on the field and you're given a sensor to tell you how close you are from getting into a fight. This gives you a chance to take a shot at them before switching to battle mode. And if you destroy them in that one shot, you get to skip it altogether. I really enjoyed this part and it was nice not to be constantly bogged down by random encounters. That being said, it's really baffling why they chose to forego their encounter mechanism and put random encounters inside buildings. I didn't notice much of an issue when I'm just walking around a cave as a person, but my god. Utopia Tunnel was the biggest punishment I have ever received. And as soon as you get into the main road, you get into another battle, and then a few feet later, it's another battle. It's just really surprising why they would do this, when they went as far as to give you quick travel and make things streamlined as possible on you. That being said, at least there are items in the game that lower the rate of encounter.
So there is that, but I don't know, maybe I'm just a puss. Yeah?
You are. And you have no friends, and you just play Wii games all day, and you're homely. And do you even know what the sun looks like? Not those 13-year-olds. I saw your bullet girls. I saw your. And you probably haven't even touched a woman. And I mean a real woman. But at least you have YouTube.
I give up the internet. I'm going back to the real world.
Reality. What is this strange thing, reality? Doko is my waifu desu ka? Watashi wa sad desu. At least I have you, Ramune. Which brings me to the badassness of this game. You drive a fucking tank. There are a variety of them too. Metal Max Xeno lets you customize your tank with new weapons, additional barrel holes, and different colors of paint. Though some barrels are fixed, there are a lot that can be changed. So you can put in weapons with different effects like fire, ice, sound, and electricity. I'm not sure if the older games did this, but in Metal Max Xeno, depending on the weapon, you only have a certain amount of shots. Some have infinite like the machine guns, but most are limited. It adds an interesting bit of strategy when fighting a boss. The tanks are awesome, and my favorite by far is Ochibi-chan. The story is really interesting too. They bring up a lot of questions like, how would the last woman who could have children feel if basically all she would become is a baby factory?
It even shows so on the box.
See, that's the lovey love one. And that one is good old fashioned slapping meat together.
Get in there, you little piece of crap.
This game is pretty awesome, and I really dig the graphics and monster designs. Metal Max Xeno is another beautiful game on the PS Vita. It's amazing what they can do with the system, and the sky is so beautiful. And I enjoyed seeing the sand swallow Tokyo, and driving by famous real places like Roppongi Hills and Tokyo Tower. Now I never have to leave the house again!
Honestly, it's one of the best games I've played this year, but I think we need to address the elephant in the room. Well, the good news is, this game is coming to the US in the fall. But the bad news is, it's only going to be on the PS4. Turns out NIS didn't want to bring it over on the Vita, despite saying they would earlier. At any rate, you can always import and get this beautifully colored manual. It's going to cost a little bit more, or you can just remote play from your PS4. At any rate, finish up and go get yourself a copy of Metal Max Xeno, so it can sit on your shelf until you get around to playing it. And tune in next week when I finally decide that my jokes aren't funny and I quit YouTube.